your family and community are better off financially and have a brighter future, y'all. We built this healthcare staffing agency, and within our first year, we were able to hire 17 of my family members, people who never had jobs before, people who didn't think that they would pass the background check. They passed it, right? Thank you, God. They passed it, and they had jobs, and they're able to take care of their families. All right, so you can help anybody be the brighter future that you're looking for. All right, so get your papers and pencils out. We are giving out a gift at the end of this if you decide to stay, and write down your questions, because I'm going to answer your questions for you. We'll do about 15 minutes of questions, y'all. I'm being blatantly honest as I can pretty much be. I charge $20,000 an hour just to answer people's questions, but because Wilkin asked me to be here, because he is a student of mine and he has his own healthcare staffing agency, I had to show up for him like he's been showing up for himself in his course, okay? Right. So, for those people who stay at the end of the event, I will have a surprise for you, so don't miss it. Let's go to the first one. All right, did you know, nobody, right? Tell me if you knew this. If you knew this, raise your hands. Did you know that in the healthcare industry, this is not healthcare staffing, this is the healthcare total industry, all right? Alone, in 2022, the revenue ended at $4.3 trillion. Did you know that? It was a $1 trillion industry. People going around talking about, I'm in the $1 billion industry, I'm in the $1 million industry. I said, no, drop some T's on that, okay? We're in the $1 trillion industry, okay? Do you think that they care they gave me a little $5.2 million? I ain't doing that. Exactly. She's like, no, girl, you're not doing nothing. That's why I said, I'm going to get $1 billion out of this industry before I'm done. You better believe it. They don't care about giving you $1 billion. They don't care about giving you $1 million, because it's $1 trillion industry, right? 80% of all of the claims in the hospitals are Medicare and Medicaid. Who pays for Medicare and Medicaid? Answer this. Who pays that bill? Is it you or the government? It's both of you. Your taxes, the government takes your taxes, and they pay that bill, okay? So this is a $4.3 trillion industry, and this is why it's, when people say, what should I do? What do you mean? Healthcare. It never closes, right? I always ask these people, and I want you to be honest with me, if you know the name of the facility, please stand up. Have you ever seen an empty or abandoned hospital? Have you seen an empty or abandoned house? Yes. All right. Have you seen an empty and abandoned warehouse? Yes. Okay, but you've never seen an empty hospital. Because it's government backed. I don't care what they say. The government is never going to go out of business. So why aren't you putting your dreams and goals and getting this money out of this business? I got y'all though. We're gonna get y'all some money out of this business today. All right. So a temporary, write this down. A healthcare staffing agency does several things, right? So you have the temporary staffing. It's healthcare staffing agencies often provide temporary or travel staff to fill short-term vacancies or address seasonal fluctuations and patient demand. This is flexibility allows healthcare facilities to maintain adequate levels. So all these fancy words, right? I'm a nurse. The facility needs a nurse. I can either go to the facility and work, or I can go to a staffing agency like the ones y'all gonna create, and then y'all pay me more than a facility, but now I go to work in that same medical building, okay? So that's what temporary staffing is. With temporary staffing, it's the primary thing that healthcare staffing agencies do, but with temporary staffing, you need workers' comp. Everybody say workers' comp, okay? You need workers' comp. That means if somebody gets hurt at that job, you're paying for that, okay? Based on your insurance. With temporary staffing, you need professional insurance. Everybody say professional liability. Professional liability. Don't we have a State Farm person in here? Are they gone? Okay, so I was going to shout State Farm out, because they give you workers' comp and professional liability, but we're going to still shout it out because they hosted the show. But that's what you need with temporary staffing. You need professional liability, general liability, and workers' comp. All right, this is my favorite niche in healthcare staffing that people be sleeping on, but I don't sleep on it because I like to get money. And when God showed me how to get money, I'm going to get the money, all right? So number 2, permanent placement. Some healthcare staffing agencies assist in permanent placement. helping healthcare professionals find long-term employment opportunities in various healthcare staffing agents, in various healthcare staffing settings. Only thing that means, y'all, is if I'm a nurse and I'm looking for a job, and I go to your healthcare staffing agency and I say, hey, I don't want staffing, I want a full-time job. You say to me, I can get you a full-time job. You call the client, which is either a hospital, a nursing home, a doctor's office, a group home, and you say, I got a full-time staff for you, and I will give you their information if you give me 20% of what you'll pay them per year. So if you pay that medical professional $100,000 and I introduce you to that medical professional, you now have to give me $20,000. And I don't have to see the medical professional again, and I don't have to see you again, but I'm going to see you again because you're going to need more staff. And they send that $20,000 into my account within 14 days. Okay? So who can make $20,000 with one transaction? Is anybody in here? Let's go, right? If you say, Lisa, I can do $20,000 with one transaction right now, I can do it right now. I can put somebody to work. And the great thing about this, y'all, with permanent placement, you don't need no workers' comp. You don't need no professional insurance. Only thing you need is a legitimate healthcare staffing agency, okay? So permanent placement, you put one person to work, you got $20,000. If you do that 10 times, how much did you make? Somebody get out their calculator. If I put 10 people to work, the hospital's gonna pay me $20,000. How much you gonna make? You're gonna make $200,000 in one transaction. Most people don't make $200,000 a year. You're making this in one transaction that you're paid 10 to 15 days, and some clients will pay you sooner, right? So I love permanent placement. We place people permanently every day. You better believe it. I say, look, we need an additional $100,000. Let's place this amount of people. We need an additional $50,000. Let's place this amount of people. Because when God shows you that you're in abundance, you take advantage of the abundance. Once God reveals from you that you have everything already here, and He gives you people to teach you and learn, you take advantage of that. So permanent placement is something we do consistently. All right, so go to the third slide. The next thing, specialized staffing, y'all. That just means fancy words for I'm a staff a L&D nurse, I'm a staff a operating nurse, I'm a staff a doctor, I'm a staff a dietitian, the person that scans my x-rays, I'm going to staff that person. Guess what? If the janitor wants a job and it's in the hospital, I'm going to staff the janitor. That's all specialized staffing means, right? You got your CRNAs, you got your nurse practitioners. We can literally staff a nurse practitioner for about $150 an hour. So every time they go in that building, that client got to pay me $150 an hour. Every time that CRNA goes in that building, and that's a certified registered nurse anesthetist, that's the medical professional that puts you to sleep. That particular person, we can staff for $425 an hour. Anybody in here make $425 an hour? Raise your hands up. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Before I became this person, I was a nurse, and I ended my career making $115 an hour, working 70 hours a week. I literally have teams doing this, and I probably go in my office twice a week. I do call them because I love them, and I want them to know I'm still here. But this is the flexibility that you get when you have a healthcare staffing agency, okay? Number 4, credentialing and compliance.